Hello, Gemini. Hold on. I think that's... Just looked a little cockeyed for a second, but here we go. Thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm going to use the They Lima Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm going to use the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Already shuffled. First half is going to be relationship. Second half is going to be singles. And the oracle cards come out where necessary. Alright, let's get into this. I feel very inspired to do this for some reason. Not that that's good or bad. Oh, you got a good one. Okay. I have to admit, until recently I didn't realize... You got the Eight of Wands here. I didn't realize how much Gemini energy I had in my chart, but maybe it's more than I'm realizing. This is good. This whole thing is good, and I get that. Things are moving fast. I'm getting your partner is having a problem with that. Which is ironic, because I almost feel like they're the ones pushing it forward, yet there's also at the same time having a problem with that. So we got the Eight of Wands here, some speed going on here. I'm getting speed. It feels more like a speed thing. Sometimes that can be travel, but I'm feeling it's speed right now. And as I'm pulling in, you seem to be going through this phase, and I feel like these two cards are a lot of, like, it's where you are. It seems like it's kind of where you've been, where you kind of are, where it's going to be for a little while. And it's not bad, but it's telling me you're kind of in a spot where you're not really sure about this situation, which is ironic because I see where it's going. You're not really sure about this. You're kind of like, you're kind of nervous. I feel like you have that little like butterfly feeling in the middle of your chest where you're kind of like, there's a possibility here and it's making you nervous. And it's just making you a little uneasy, and you got the Seven of Swords kind of like you're thinking, maybe I should just kind of like sneak away from this and just let it be and just move on. But what you have here, even stronger than that feeling, is the Moon, where there's some mystery here that just really has you drawn into it. And you're kind of wondering, where is this going? And do I really want to walk away? Because I'm really kind of into the mystery of what this could be. Where, like, something about this relationship has a little bit of secrecy, a little bit of mystery, and it's just kind of drawing you in. And you're like, what is going on here? Something just seems like it's a little bit hidden. I want to say hidden. And you're like, what is it? And part of you kind of want to walk away from it because you're kind of like, maybe it's better if I don't know. But there's a stronger draw that you're like, I gotta know. I gotta know what's happening here. I know something's going on. What is going on here? Alright, I feel like this is actually really good. Now, the challenge card for your partner I'm getting is to kind of go with the current, kind of pick up on your hints, pick up on what you're ready for, where you're going, where you want to be, kind of like mold the situation to what you're already ready for. That seems to be their challenge card, and they seem to be telling themselves that they're just kind of waiting for your green light to go to the next level. Yeah, that's the challenge card, and I'm feeling like that may not be what's actually happening, because I'm feeling like the challenge card is to be the Page of Wands and move forward kind of like in a reactionary mode, you giving the green light and then them moving forward as they wish. But I'm also getting here they got the Knight of Swords, which is, this is somebody to go-getter, going out there, communicating. They know what they want. They're going forward. I'm feeling they're starting a conversation with you. I'm getting the conversation seems to be going, and it might be a multiple situation where you're having conversations that seem to be growing, and I feel like I don't feel like it's really one conversation. It could be, but I feel like it's multiple conversations for the majority of you. And they just seem to be progressing a lot faster than they expect to, but they seem to be like caught into the infectious nature of the whole situation. And they seem to be jumping ahead a couple levels here. Now, this is going to be ironic because this is what helps them, is the Ten of Swords, which is usually devastation. I'm getting they're jumping a lot farther ahead than they wanted to be, yet it's also matched with the Justice card. This is exactly what they want. I feel like it's just like they're getting caught up in these conversations, and before they've known it, they've jumped ahead a couple spots. And they're just kind of like, oh, wait, I didn't want to be here this fast. But Justice is saying this is good. This is really good for them and you. And they're not backtracking. I feel like they refuse to backpedal. They refuse to. And they're standing in the spot of the Queen of Pentacles. They're very grounded. They know what they want. They're going forward. One of the big reasons that they're not backpedaling is because this is the direction they already see themselves going. They just got there a lot faster than they expected. And I feel like that's the Ten of Swords. Like, this is a lot quicker than they expected, but they feel like they can't backpedal because if they backpedal, they could destroy they're afraid they're going to damage the relationship. So they're holding to it and they're continuing on. But this is actually a good thing. This is a good thing. And I'm going to do their last card on their side before we go into more of yours, because spiritually they have the Ten of Cups. They feel very happy. They have the love for you. They feel like you fit in their life. It's just things jumped forward a few spots. And I feel like they're just kind of like, that's the Ten of Swords saying they got ahead of them. They got ahead of themselves. They're not going to backpedal. This is where they want to go. It's just kind of like, instead of being here now, they thought maybe a year from now they'd be at this point. But that's the quantum jump for them. You might not look at it that way, but that's, I feel like, how they are. You, on the other hand, the challenge for you is the Four of Wands. And I'm getting the reason, because this is kind of like a bond. This is kind of like almost contractual. This is a commitment in a very, this is jumping ahead a few levels. And I'm getting the reason this is a hard time for you is because you're very well aware that they're uneasy with this quantum jump ahead. It's not difficult for you, but you're definitely seeing that it's difficult for them. And I feel like you might be over-questioning it, over-analyzing it. I do the same thing myself. But I'm getting, like, because of the energy you're feeling coming off of them, you're seeing coming off of them. But I almost feel like that's the whole purpose of this reading, for you to realize why they're doing that, because they got ahead of themselves. But they don't want to backtrack because they're still going this direction. It just got a lot farther ahead than they expected. They still want to be at this position, but like they wanted to be here in a year from now. It just happened a lot quicker than they expected, but they're not going to backpedal. They definitely do want what's happening. It's just the timing of it, and they don't want to backpedal. They don't want to do that. They feel like that's going to damage the relationship. So I feel like this is also saying don't offer to pull back. Don't do that, because it's not helping the situation. I'm feeling you can roll with it. It's fine. And I'm getting spiritually, you have the Emperor card. You're very much on board with this. The quantum jump ahead, it's not the going ahead farther than planned. It doesn't bother you. It's the reaction, the way your partner is reacting. You can tell they're uneasy. You can tell they're uncomfortable. And you're questioning why. And you're wondering, why are you doing this if you really are that uncomfortable? They got ahead of themselves. They got excited. They started talking. They moved ahead. And now that they've moved ahead, they do not want to backpedal. They feel like that's going to damage the relationship. Even if you're okay with it, they don't want to do that now. Now that they've gotten to this part, no. Keep going forward is their attitude. They do not want to go backwards, even though they're uneasy with it. And I'm getting, you're standing there with the Emperor card, and you're just kind of like, you're seeing it from your side, and you're seeing it from their side, and I feel like that's why you're uneasy, because you're just like, I see that they're uncomfortable. Why are we in this spot? And I feel like that's one of the reasons this reading is coming to you, if it's hitting, of course, is to give you that clarity on why. Because where you're standing is the Two of Pentacles. You're really trying to balance this out, like, the nerves of your partner, that weighs on you greatly, because you're just kind of like, you're balancing it out. You got, that's another reason why you got the Moon card with the Seven of Swords, because you're kind of thinking, maybe I should back out of this situation, because they don't seem like they're comfortable with it, and I don't want them to get involved at this level if they're really not comfortable. And you're weighing it out, but I'm getting like, what helps you What helps you is just to go with this card, the Lover's card. This is a good situation. This quantum jump forward it's good. Don't fight it. I'm feeling like the whole purpose is just to get more comfortable with your partner, kind of getting excited and getting ahead of themselves, but wanting to hold to the decisions they've made. It's not a bad decision. I just feel like they got really excited. And that Eight of Wands at the top or the bottom of the deck is saying this is why. Things happen really quick. It's not bad. Because I feel like this is a really good thing for you to get used to this relationship, because your partner does this in other areas every now and then. And I feel like you can preemptively kind of try to like get in their brain to see before they do this and just try to wake them up to what they're doing. I feel like you can at least just kind of like, coach them a little bit and like, talk it out with me before you make decisions, because you jump ahead of yourself and you're uncomfortable. So if you talk it out with me, I can help you kind of like maybe circumvent that. This is kind of like 101 for your relationship, I feel. Because you may, depending how long you've been with this person, you may have seen them do this before. And this is kind of like when it's happening directly with you, it's like a reference point so you can help them understand, how to handle this a little better, but also the effect they're having on other people when they seem a little bit unsure of themselves. They're a little bit uncomfortable in their own skin based on what they've already done. So I feel like you're also giving them reference, like, because I feel like this is a pattern with this person, and you could give them some coaching about how to handle that and how other people react to them a little funny afterwards, because that nervousness they exude makes other people question, like, why are they even moving forward the way they are. It kind of shakes the confidence level people have in them. And I feel like this is like a tool for you to actually help your partner in the long run. Is this good? Are we done? All right. I feel like, I don't feel like I want to put the cards out here for the... I noticed that we didn't put these out yet. But they have, at the bottom of this one, they have passion. Your partner has a lot of passion for you. And I'm getting... So, all right, we have one card. They're saying that this person, when they get passionate about something, they get carried away with themselves. And they get ahead of themselves. They're passionate about you. But they're saying this needs to be referenced for this relationship. Like, I almost feel like there might be problems. For some of you, if there's a long history with this person, you sometimes look back in the past and you can see where they've done this before. They just get ahead of themselves because they get overexcited. And I feel like you have to coach them a little bit to, like, it's okay to be excited, but if they talk things out with you a little bit more in depth, like this situation's one thing, but like other things, if they talk it out with you, you can help them see the pitfalls they're headed for and help coach them to calm down and not jump ahead of themselves, because it seems to make them uncomfortable. It just seems like this is a benefit to this relationship. It really does, because you're going through it with them. You can give reference about how that feels down the road, and you can put it in a very positive light. And I feel like you can help them kind of like slow it down so that they're comfortable and the people around them have more confidence in them. Because I feel like in the future you're going to have to tell them, like, when they jump ahead too far, it's very obvious that they're uncomfortable, and it shakes the confidence in the people around them that they have in them to begin with. It shakes the confidence that people around them have in your partner. I hope that made sense. Yeah, I'm not going to say it a third time because I feel like then I will get confused. I think I'm going to confuse myself. I think we've already hit this. I think I'm just going in circles. So I'm going to stop this, and we're going to go into Gemini single. All right, let's do that. All right, so what do we have for Gemini single? Messages for single Geminis. What do we have for single Geminis? The energy's just flowing through very easily. I think that Aries energy is really strong at the moment. Really strong. Messages for Aries. No, messages for Gemini. But I feel like that do go energy is really strong in this reading for some reason. Messages for Aries. Messages for... No! Why am I pulling Aries energy here? Messages for Gemini. Geminis... Single Geminis. Messages for single Geminis. Messages for single Geminis. We good? Yeah. I don't know. I'm getting that influence though. So I'm wondering if there's a Gemini, an Aries affecting you. I'm wondering. There's a very strong do, get it done, handle things, face things energy going on here, which I like. I'm getting I'm connecting more to Gemini now because I feel like it's settled into Gemini. Now, Gemini, I feel like this single Gemini reading is looking really good. Really good. I'm noticing something here, though. I'm getting a person you thought was out of the realm of possibility, and I'm getting there's a Four of Wands here in the past. Now, the reason they were out of the realm of possibility is because either you thought the role that they play in your life just put them in a position where they wouldn't move towards you or where you couldn't move towards them for whatever reason. And I feel like there's a lot. There could be a work connection. There could be something else. There could be a social connection, something. Whatever it is, there was something that you believed. They had a commitment to something else that kept you and them apart. They kept them from moving towards you. You didn't believe they would move towards you. Now, I'm getting you totally believed they would not come towards you, that wasn't really on the table. But this is in your thoughts. I'm noticing the Tower. And I feel like, it might be you. I'm getting the Towers in your thoughts, and you're feeling like, well, maybe on paper it looks inappropriate for whatever reason, but is it really? I'm feeling like you're looking at this at a different angle. You're like, yeah, so you know what, they're this status over there. It may seem like a little out of sorts for me to really say anything, but maybe, I'll just start the conversation. Maybe I'll just shake things up a bit. Because maybe you're thinking, you got the Tower in your thoughts, you're just like, maybe I'll just shake things up a bit. I mean, I don't have to, I'm not going to cross any lines, but maybe I'll just knock on the door a little bit, see if anybody answers. I got that feeling with you right now. And I'm getting, you're just kind of like, maybe I'll just knock on the door. Now, I'm getting you're doing this, and I'm getting you're very hopeful about it. Is that right? All right, so I'm getting, you got the Star card, like you're like, possibilities, you never know what possibilities could happen. If you don't try, you never know. It's a kind of a little bit of a cheeky energy, a kind of a little bit of a mischiefy, but it's like you're not planning on crossing any lines. You're just knocking on the door a little bit, just checking things out, You've decided it's okay to do so. So you're not doing anything you're not comfortable with. Let's put it that way. So you do that, and you got that Tower in your thoughts. I'm getting Judgment goes in your favor. And the cards I'm getting here are the Two of Cups with the Seven of Cups right with it. I'm getting this person. This goes extremely well, a lot better than you thought. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot of reciprocation. You got the Ace of Cups in the environment. This person is definitely interested in you. And when you knock on the door, they open that door quickly, and they are showing you flat out that, yes, I am interested. The fact that you knocked on the door is just all they were waiting for. I feel like that's all that they were waiting for. Now, you see that it's on the same page. How far that's going is up to you, because everybody has their own idea of what that should be. I'm getting, it's very clear to you. You've knocked on the door, they opened it quick, and you're both on the same page. You're both on the same page. The thing is, this seems to be a delicate situation. And I'm getting, just because you're both on the same page, It doesn't mean it doesn't have obstacles, but I'm getting the Temperance card at the top and then the Hanged Man. This is taking some time, and I feel like as it goes into the future, you don't really know what to do with it. And I'm getting you might be kind of playing a little bit recluse. Is that the word I want to use? Because I feel like it's not like you're not playing hard to get. You're just kind of pulling back from the situation because you don't know what to do with it. And it's got to be handled in a very delicate way. You know that it's clear that they feel the same way. They were just waiting for you to knock on the door, and now you're like, oh boy, they really do feel the way I feel. Let's just see, because I'm realizing I didn't put these cards out yet. I got 2 spots I'm feeling I want to put these out in. Healing is at the bottom, and I feel like this is a delicate situation, and the healing is kind of like off to the side, but I feel like you're very careful. You don't want to get yourself in a pickle. And I'm getting your healing because maybe in the past some similar situation has played out and you've kind of gotten yourself in a pickle. And the healing at the bottom, which is a little bit muted, is telling me like you're looking at this like, I don't know if I really want to get in that type of pickle again. And I'm getting, that's another thing with the Hanged Man where you're just like, I don't know what to do with this. Now that I know they feel the same way, I don't know what to do with this. And home safe protection with the Hanged Man, it's a delicate situation. You don't want to end up in a pickle. Like you don't want to get stuck with you don't want to end up in a situation where you just can't win. So you're pulling back. Not completely, but you're like, now that I know that they do feel this way, now what? Where this is ending for this part is I'm getting the Strength card with the Beauty card. And the two of these together make me really, it feels like you're really reviewing the situation. Just because you can have what you want. See, alright, let me rephrase that. Just because this person is conducive and reciprocates the feelings that you have for them, is it what you really want? Because I feel like you're really reflecting on the situation and you're like, you're going back to the reason you thought it was off the table to begin with, and you're like, this is a delicate situation. And you're like going, like you're referencing times you've gone through with these things before, something similar. And you're like, what if I go through with this now? Where is this going to lead? And I feel like you're really it's like you're self-auditing. You're like, do I really want to start this? Or is this bad for me? Should I just kind of walk away from this and just let it be? I know the answer now. I know they will come towards me. I know they will work with me on this if I want this to happen. But you're also like, this is a delicate situation. Do I really want to do this? Is this good for my life? Is this going to be one of those things where it goes for a little while and then I just end up in the lurch? Is that okay with me? You're reviewing it for yourself and you're making that decision because I feel like you're looking at the past and you're seeing where this is headed and you're deciding whether you should do this or not. The Strength is telling me if you think this is a good situation and this can work out, you will go forward with it, but you'll be very defined about what you will and will not do. You're going to have your own little safeguard set up to which you will move forward. I'm feeling a lot of you, though, are going to say, like, I'm not going to repeat this. And I'm going to walk away and I'm just going to ignore that. I know how they feel, but I'm going to ignore it. Because I just feel like it's too delicate of a situation. It's best just to leave it where it was. I got my answer, and that's good enough. So it depends on you. If you feel like the situation could be a healthy situation and could add to your life, you will go forward. It's going to take a lot of strength. It's going to take a lot of doing, but you will. For a lot of you, though, I feel like you're like, I'm not going to repeat this. I'm not going to go through this again. I'm just going to, even though I know the answer, that's enough. I know it. It's kind of, that's good, but I'm going to step on. I'm going to keep going and just pretend it never happened, and that'll be that. Are we good? All right. I feel like that's good. All right. I'm going to wrap that up there. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.